All right. What is up, trader? What's up, Buffoons? Super excited for today's video. We got to take a look at some crypto, right? We're going to take a look at Ethereum, and we're also going to take a look at XRP. There's a big development happening right now in the XRP chart that you guys need to pay attention to, okay? We basically went over it in the past couple XRP videos, and it's time for an update. Now, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only, and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So please be sure to read through the full disclaimer. And if you're ever interested, you can always email me, exactlytrades@gmail.com, for a one-on-one personal coaching session. I do those every single week, and we can work on getting a time scheduled together that fits both of our needs. Now, we are over here on the Ethereum chart first, okay? So we're going to take a look at ETH, and I got things very nice and simple for you guys, okay? Old resistance turns into new support, right? So we have this old supply zone over here, come new resistance again, resistance again. We finally break through, establish a new supply zone overhead, and that old resistance from here becomes new support here, all right? So we do have our Fibonacci retracement levels intermediately, and if we break below those, there's a strong chance we're going to come down and test this demand zone. This demand zone in particular is going to be right around 1620 all the way up to about, let's just call it 1680. All right, that's going to be our key demand zone. If we break through our key levels, we'll go over why we're using these levels in just a quick moment. And to the upside, if we do get a breakout, our overhead supply zone is going to be right at 2100 up to about 2150. Let's just call it, is going to be that overhead supply zone. Okay, now before we dive into the fibs real quick, I want to point out something very simple known as bearish divergence. So take a look here how we have this high and then we have this higher high. All right, so clearly price is in an uptrend making higher highs. But if you take a look at your RSI, we have a high here, and then we have a lower high here. This is a simple term known as bearish divergence, and it's an indicator you could see some type of bearish activity. The RSI is what's known as a leading indicator, and it measures the relative strength of a stock, of a crypto, whatever it is that you're looking at its given price levels. And so we see that we're actually losing relative strength here on our leading indicator, and we can use something like the MACD, which is going to be a lagging indicator, to look for confirmation. And so that confirmation is here once we got the MACD crossover to the downside. That would be known as an exit signal or a sell signal. And so we had that leading indicator telling us we could get some type of bearish activity in the future from the RSI. And then we had our lagging indicator, which basically the difference between a leading and a lagging indicator is the leading indicator is going to tell you what could happen in the future, and the lagging indicator is going to tell you what has already happened. So we see that we have that bearish divergence forming. Our lagging indicator tells us that a bearish sell signal has occurred, and you see we drop all the way down to that prior resistance level over here into new support, right? So very textbook trading in the ETH chart right now. And, you know, we've started to push up higher, but we've established a downwards trend line at the moment. And we really need to break through a key level at the moment here currently. So we'll go over that and really, you know, how you can use these bearish divergences. You see here yet again, once we came back up and rallied and established this downwards trend line, you can see we've rejected that bearish divergence trend line here as well. So these trend lines tend to be very important after the fact, after the initial move down, that trend line was still very important. Now, if we break out from this bearish divergence trend line, that could signify a strong push up in the price of Ethereum. And what you would look for is a breakout, retest, and either trade sideways or for it to go back up. You do not want to see this, which would be a look above and fail, where you get a false breakout. And the reason that that's important is because on a breakout, let's say we break out right here at this moment, this is the full opportunity and chance for bulls to take advantage and show that they're in control of the price. If they don't do that, right, and they don't break out, retest, and consolidate sideways or push higher, and they look above and fail, it's going to show you guys that bears are the ones who are actually in control of the price action, because bulls were not present when they had the opportunity to really push price up higher. Now, we mentioned the fibs here earlier. We have our 38.2, 50%, and 61.8% fibs. These are the three most common and well-respected, and you use these to identify trend continuation versus reversals, because nothing moves in a straight line up and nothing moves in a straight line down. So taking our most recent swing low and connecting it to our most recent swing high, if we hold above these levels, we have the chance of continuing that uptrend and hitting that overhead supply zone that we mentioned before. But if you break through these levels, then that's how you can spot a potential reversal. Okay. That's how you want to use the fibs, right? You either get a move up, retracement, continuation higher, or you get a move up, retracement, and you start to consolidate and then break through those retracement levels. That's how you can spot a potential downside reversal. So 1825 is that big support level that we've been holding right now, pretty much for 4 days in a row. If we do break down from there, we have 1777.5. That's going to be our next key level. And that's starting to line up here with our trend line. And if we break that, flip it to resistance and push lower, that's when we're going to target the demand zone that we established earlier in the video as well. So that's the main things that I'm looking at when it comes to ETH. Now let's take a look at XRP. In XRP, we really needed to see some continuation to get some new highs here, okay? And so what we're doing is we had this large, this massive candlestick here, okay? No secret, from the SEC victory, or basically W that they got. And it's very important after these huge big body candlesticks to hold the 50% retracement level of, this individual candle right here. And that's when you can oftentimes look for that continuation to the upside. And you can see we did a good job of consolidating there for about a solid month, but we were not able to get any type of follow through and push back up to our previous highs or any of the higher highs, the targets that we had to the upside. You can see we actually just broke through our 61.8% retracement level, which was 65.11. Now we haven't come back up and retested it as resistance and then pushed lower. So we do need to be mindful of that. Okay. There's a couple different ways that this could go. But remember, we talked about when you move up, retrace, and you start to consolidate and break through those retracement levels, that's how you spot that potential downside reversal. Okay. Now this could be a look below and fail, right? And we could see something where, this is just a liquidity grab, right? And we're coming down and then we actually shoot back up above. That's definitely a possible scenario. But for right now, we're not seeing the signs that we want to see. If we do kind of come back up and flip 0.6511 to resistance from support, then that's going to be a strong indicator that most likely we're going to retest some of our previous lows, whether it's the lows here or whether it's some of the lows here. That will have to be determined, based on price action. But we could potentially see XRP drop to 0.5386 or either all the way down to basically 495 here soon. So definitely keep an eye on XRP. Definitely keep an eye on ETH. There's some things developing there and you want to pay attention for any trading opportunities. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more. I just started a free newsletter. So if you're interested in, basically getting some investment intelligence and you guys are interested in some free trade ideas, go ahead and sign up for that newsletter. It's completely free. And, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Okay.